All right, so the three of us are back. The Vancouver House Sales is in the house. And who's your realtor? Episode 3. Oh, yeah, I forgot we named it that. It's the best.
So we're back. I just came back from holiday, so let's just get right to it. How was
Where'd you
everyone's
go?
last week? I went to Phoenix, Arizona. I usually go there every year. I really like Phoenix, actually. It's nice and warm. You know, there's tons of stuff to do for the family. It's the first trip I went with the family, with some other families. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, first time daddy, okay? It was a learning experience. It wasn't like the vacations that I was used to. Vivian got sick. My baby got sick. Other families were sick. It was just like, it was basically, someone told me, parenting at a different location.
Oh.
And it wasn't like I got to sleep in. So, you know, I like traveling, but definitely this was a big learning experience. But while I was away, I want to thank you guys for covering. Like, that's why we're a team. We were really busy, right? We had a bunch of deals on the go, and obviously you guys helped me fill in. And obviously, when you leave, Murphy's Law,
Yeah.
you have deals, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, we always talk about this. I don't know if we should, like, go away more, like, plan to go away more because you're probably good deals, or if you go away, you're just always bogged down because, like, you know, even though I had you guys to help, I still have to deal with a lot of stuff. So I was like, I was still working.
Well, I'm going away next week, so we'll see if that, see if that works. Hopefully I'll get some things going. Luckily, you know, I don't have to worry about having worry about family vacation for another 10, 12 years, buddy.
Or that you know of.
Oh.
Well, you know.
What?
I keep track.
You know.
I'm leaving that in. All right. But anyway, so while you were away, or no, I guess right when you came back, like what deals are you working on right now, like listings or anything like that? Because I have one that I actually learned really recently, which is a buyer I'm dealing with. And it taught me something that I think applies to the era that we're in, but also can apply to like across the board for like Lower Mainland where we're headed.
Okay, what's that?
You want? Okay, I'll go about it. So I have these buyers that are really interested in North Vancouver, and there's a property that they identified which is leasehold, and usually leasehold can be, you know, a good option for some reasons and a not so great option for other reasons. But I had a short interaction with the what's his actual position? It's like financial director of CIBC for BC.
So let's take a pause if people don't know what's leasehold and what's not.
Yeah, so leasehold is essentially you own the house, but the land you do not own. So you're leasing the land from whoever that landlord is. Potentially, a lot of times in the Lower Mainland here, it's going to be Aboriginal groups and Aboriginal bands, but it can also be the city. So the one we're dealing with is actually a lease through the city of North Vancouver. And the way that the city leases go, and there's also prepaid leasehold and non-prepaid leasehold, right? Non-prepaid, you're going to have to make monthly or yearly payments towards that lease agreement.
Kind of like a strata fee.
Yeah. Or prepaid leasehold, you pay a large sum of time at X amount of time when you renegotiate the lease terms over the next 10-year extension, 20-year extension, you pay it up front, and then you can defer those payments within 1 to 3 years for another cost. But basically, yeah, you don't own the land. So as the land lease depletes, the value property can also deplete with the land lease, right? And that's the interesting thing that comes with a caveat of leasehold. But anyway, city leaseholds differ a lot in the sense that most of the time it's set from the origin date is like 50 years. And then when it gets closer to that 30-year mark, they'll renew it another 10 years. Versus with a lot of Aboriginal lease, they'll give that 99-year lease, and then the next iteration, the next re-up is going to be potentially another 20-year extension, 25-year extension. City, I guess they want to have a little bit more control, so they only do like 10-year extensions at a time. It just differs upon every leasehold.
So what did you learn?
Anyway, the point that I learned and what that financial director told me from CIBC was that he actually recommends, because of the climate we're in and everything like that, to not even go ahead with the leasehold. Because the city is adding more density and they're always increasing that, but also we have a lot of that uncertainty, especially with land in the Lower Mainland and a lot of Aboriginal rights and their claims. So if they decide to not extend and you only have 30 years left, a lot of people don't know this. They'll only you can get lending on leasehold, but they'll only calculate your amortization 5 years less than what's left on the lease. So let's say if you have 28 years left on the lease, you have to qualify for 23-year amortization, which is actually pretty aggressive.
Well, because they want to make sure you pay it off before they take it from you.
Exactly.
Or else they lose their mortgage, right?
100%. They lose their collateral is constantly.
And obviously, like you said, leasehold could be right for the certain kind of people.
Yeah.
But I also know that in False Creek, there's a lot of lease land there too.
Yeah.
They're not extending a lot of them.
Yes.
Because they're going to redevelop all that,
Mhm.
obviously, because it makes sense, right?
Mhm.
Because that's a lot of money, and waterfront, that is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right?
So you don't want to be in a position where your land lease is not going to be renewed. And for that reason, hey, maybe 10 years ago, leasehold, great option, right? Because you're going to be roughly 25 to 30%, if not a little bit more, less than the market value of a freehold spot
in a good location.
But now, if you're not going to renew it, hey, that's the biggest question mark. You're basically buying air.
So what really sucks is knowing that if that is coming to an end, if you own there, you're basically holding a grenade. Like, if you can't get rid of it, your value's down to nothing, especially if you have a mortgage left on it.
Yeah, and it's
interesting.
To mention this, it's not like to fear monger people who are currently in leasehold, but it's kind of like, hey, keep in the loop, like see what's going on. Things are changing.
Yeah.
Right. So.
How about you, Karen? What's been going on?
Oh.
You're dealing with an offer right now, so why don't we?
And this is a great example because a lot of people think on the buyer side that it only comes down to price. Like, they're listed here, so we want to offer this. It has everything to do with all the terms, the price, your relationship that you build, the rapport you build with the other realtor, and also the relationship you have with your clients. Everything comes into factor whether you can get that deal closed or not.
Exactly.
Right?
So let's
what are you dealing with right now?
Yeah. So we wrote an offer this week, and we have really good terms. We can close with the seller's timeline and their time frame. And they did get a second offer, which was higher than ours. But the seller, we gave our best and final, but they don't want to sell for. We're basically trying to bridge the gap with the 10K. So we're fighting over 10K, and it's been days.
And the deal's like 1.5.
Yes. Around, and it's 10K. So I'm spiraling. Well, I only now, but I was just talking to Rich and Dean about this, and then we're just brainstorming about how we're gonna close this, or else we're firm because we gave them their best and final, then we can just walk, right? But if they really want to sell and with our really good terms, then what's the hold on? It's only 10K.
So we were talking about this while we were chatting.
What other angles can Karen create that don't have to leverage only solely on the price?
And then we found out that they may have a subject to sale or something like that on the pipeline.
On the other side.
So we were thinking, well, why don't we shorten the completion date? Because her clients actually rent but can leave at any time. Mm-hmm. So clearly the seller wants to complete early because they're gonna get their money early. But by saving them an extra month or two on the mortgage, we don't have to pay more, but the seller's actually gonna save, depending on their mortgage, 6-10K anyways. Yeah. So we were saying maybe position it that way, and then we're gonna draw a tight deadline. So if she puts an offer tonight, maybe first thing tomorrow morning or whatever, but basically close the loop here, put the pressure on the seller, because now buyers actually have the opportunity. While we're not giving them the 10K, we're giving them an extra month or two of completion time back, which is money actually, right? So this is where your good real estate agent knows how to negotiate not only on money, because terms do matter. And it's awesome right now as a buyer because you can do these things and we can hit the ball in their court and they don't take it, walk away. Because guess what? There's another property that they want to look at, right?
Yeah. And this is where the two things come together. Number one, her buyers are flexible enough that you have the possibilities to play with that completion date, but also she's identified that timeline is very important for these sellers, right? So we need to identify what's important to these sellers. Of course, price is always going to be important. That's no question. But is timeline important to them? Are the other terms important to them? And how can we leverage that to basically your benefit?
Yeah. So this is where a good agent knows how to extrapolate information from the other agent, right? Being a little CIA spy, getting in there.
Being a little worm.
Yeah, right? And then on the back end, knowing your clients and what they can maneuver, because they probably won't think of those things, right? It's your job to come up with these strategies.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Exactly.
on my end, I just completed a deal for clients, and it was a very, very, very stressful experience. The agents were not very communicative, as well as the sellers were not very, how do you put it, cooperative. And basically, we had this completed deal, great deal for my clients, right? Way under asking value, lowest price for a house in the neighborhood, so awesome. But we negotiate some repairs and stuff to get in there. But doing that, usually you kind of have proof of, that the things have been done, so that you can clear the last addendum, so then you can actually like complete on the home. So it was like pulling teeth to try to like get the confirmations, do everything properly. Didn't hear back from the agent at all. Like just stressing my clients out because they, want to make sure everything's done because it's on the contract, right?
Did you end up getting receipts?
I did on the day of completion though,
Mm.
right? So you're supposed to get that stuff before, so your people not going to close the deal yet for
Yeah.
So I had to kick it up to our managing broker to kick it up the chain to put some pressure on, because if everyone does their job, everyone has less stress, right?
Yeah.
But man, it was super stressful because I was away and on holiday, right? And like,
And it was Karen.
yeah, and Carrie was helping me, and they never showed up for the
No.
keys as well. Like it was a mess. And
Yeah.
you know what? It's like at here Vancouver House Sales, we want the process to be awesome.
Mhm.
Everyone have a great experience, but we can only work for our side.
Mhm.
And when someone else isn't helping you, you're doing twice the
You're
load.
doing
Yeah,
everything.
and these are the things that we're happy to do, but clients don't see, right? And because we want to make you guys have an awesome time, right? So that was my big stressor on one of my few deals that I had this week. That was the big one. The other ones were gladfully good people to work
So
with.
there's a lot of other stressors that luckily don't have to deal with us, but indirectly affect us. How about that signature project by Aspect?
Yes, so news articles.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, Aspect is an amazing worldwide developer. They're really big in Hong Kong. They're really big in the Asiatic region. But here in Richmond locally, they've created pretty much the only community that has held its value in this low market. All of the River Green stuff, Holly Bridge, everything that's near the Oval there, that's all of theirs. And they also built a ton of stuff along the seawall in Cole Harbor. Pretty much almost all of their projects are not just single buildings.
They're pretty high end.
Communities. They're really high end. And if you look right now in the sales data, they're pretty much the only ones that are holding value to a pretty strong extent.
So
which shows that the product that they create is extensive, like we said, high end and well known. Anyway, they had a 3-tower project right beside the Oval. I'm sure if you live in Richmond, you've passed by it. Signature. And just last week, they canceled it. So clients received the email, hey, you're going to receive 100% of your deposit back, including interest accrued on
So funny that this happened, and I have a funny story that kind of parallels that. I was doing an inspection on one of the homes that we had a deal on, and the inspector actually bought a condo there 2 years ago during the high. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just shooting the shit, talking, and he was like, hey, this happened. And this article came out as well. And he was like, I bought it 2 years ago. And, because at that time things were going up, right? 2-3 years ago. So he was like, okay, like it's going to go up. I'm going to live in it. But then all this stuff started happening this last year. And he's told me he was like stressing out about it because it's going to compete in, a few years or whatever. But like values dropped a lot. The assessment, what he paid for is probably not going to be what it's worth. So he's probably going to either have to forfeit it or come up with the extra money.
Yeah.
But then he was like, oh, last week I got a call saying,
You got the Hail Mary?
Yeah, the Hail Mary saying, hey, the project is not completing. You're going to get your money back. So he was like super happy because that was like the best scenario that could have happened to him, right?
Yeah. That's the risk that comes along with pre-sales. But I feel like I wouldn't even say it's a negative thing that they canceled it. I actually like that they took all of the data and their experience and said, hey, because they're not canceling completely. What they're doing is they're pivoting and re-announcing the project with a few changes, right? And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what changes they're going to make, because the changes they're going to make is going to show the different product that developers across the board need to be creating for the future, right?
What do you think? Like, do you have any inclination or what they say?
I think they're going to go less amenities.
Mm.
and they can go one of two ways: either more units at a cheaper price, or larger units at similar or slightly higher price.
So it's funny we're talking about pre-sales right now because I just spoke to our good friend Justin, right?
Right.
He works in pre-sale, and basically I had the same conversation with him in terms of like, where do we think pre-sales are going to go? Because remember, like back in the day, it was like, you get a pre-sale, you're guaranteed, almost guaranteed,
Almost a
money,
guarantee.
right? It's like
And I knew some agents who were making marketing back then who were like pretty much like investment guarantee, like that's what the way they're sharing it. And I was like, even for me, I was like, that's insane to say.
yeah.
That's a lot.
So, but what I think that's shaking out with this market, which I actually think is a great thing, is how all these units were being built for investors, all these small, like single, like one
Shoe boxes.
Well, now I think that era is over.
Yeah.
I really think that era is over, and I think they're going to start building at least like bigger places and more livable because the end users now, they're not all renters anymore.
Yeah, and what I think they're gonna do is instead of making really tall towers stacking shoe boxes, they're gonna be making low to mid rise
Yeah.
with larger units.
Yeah, which is great because that's actually what people want,
What
right?
people want.
So finally, because the market has come down, is not investor driven,
Yeah.
right? And they're crashing on their projects. It's great that in the future the consumers are going to get what they want, and because of hopefully the new GST rebate,
Yes.
right?
That's
All that stuff coming up right now,
That's huge.
is going to help build that product in the future, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big quagmire and all this. There's going to be a lot more details about projects and stuff, but I definitely think the GST rebate is going to help because now you can buy a home right up to $1.5 million and have some kind of GST rebate, right?
Yeah.
Whereas before it was way lower than that, right? So
Yeah, and the other thing too is to go from a point where they announce and say, "Hey, like this is gonna happen," versus now it's really like the GST rebates and everything are really like coming through. It's not just talk anymore. That's really great for people who were on the fence and buying, right? Because we keep hearing about these incentives. They're like dangling a carrot, but they don't really happen, right? But anyway, the next going from pre-sales to resale, there's a lot of value in resale right now.
oh yeah,
So one of the resale values that came across our desk here
that's right.
was an entire island. I'm gonna put it up on screen here so everyone can see. An entire island within 50 kilometers of
That's
Vancouver
I
crazy.
know.
for less than $1 million.
I want to buy this.
It's dropping its price by $385,000.
Exactly. And I would say, without even doing the research, I don't think they're dropping it to be like, oh, we're gonna bid it up. They're like, there's so few buyers for an entire island. They're like, we have to do this price reduction.
So it's less than 50 kilometers.
Yeah. How much land is it?
No, it's 1.7 acres. 1.7 acres.
Yeah, I know, but it's 50 kilometers from the
City
from
itself.
Vancouver,
That's
like
right.
Vancouver proper, which is not that far.
And there's a nice little shack on it. It's pretty nice. We'll put it on there.
Pretty.
I was telling Rich, man, this could be the VHS island, but I don't know. That's not a good
It's not
scheme
gonna
around.
look good.
No,
It's not a good look to own
private
an island.
islands are not really a good look right now.
No.
So I think we'll steer off of that.
So Karen, like, let's say sub 1 mil, Central Vancouver. What could you get?
Not even a detached house.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I would say probably like a 5-year-old 2-bed 2-bath downtown,
Condo, yeah.
right? Pushing 1,000 square feet. That'd be around 900. But
You could
we
have your
an
whole
entire island. 1.7 acres.
We could do you could do Realtor Love Island. Oh, actually, side shoot.
Do you have a boat? We can go tour it if you guys want.
I don't really watch trash TV, but my wife does. There's a new one. Have you seen Age
That's
of
like asking for
Attraction?
my friend.
Oh, I heard so much.
Dude,
I
Age of
don't
Attraction.
watch
No,
it.
no,
I
it's
don't
good.
watch
I'm telling
You
you.
watch it, don't you?
I watched an episode, but it's
You went from my wife watching it. I watch an episode.
it's good because it's built in Vancouver.
I heard.
What?
Yeah,
What is it?
it's
It's yeah, you don't know. I heard about
Is
it.
it
I
Layla?
didn't watch it.
Layla? Is it hers or?
no.
No.
Oh, something else.
It's
No.
Age of Attraction. It's basically you don't know the age, so it's an age gap.
Mhm.
And they're dating, and then it's basically like those dating
But
shows.
isn't that like that show that you don't see each other's faces and then?
No, they
Love
meet
is
each other. They
blind.
meet each other,
But they don't. Well,
and they live with each other, and then they meet.
but they don't know their age.
They don't.
They
They're not
can't-
supposed
they
to
can't ask
disclose
that.
the age.
But
You
you
right?
can see it.
Yeah, you
ask-
can.
They can ask everything else except their age. But yeah, you could tell.
Like one guy
Yeah.
was like 60 and she was 27.
But you can tell.
I mean,
You
they're
know,
older, but I'm just
throw some
saying.
Jacks in the mix and just make the show like filled with Asians.
Well,
Then you would really
Yeah.
want to know.
Can't tell.
so no, it's pretty funny actually. But it was all filmed in Vancouver. That was the only reason I was kind of watching. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
well, I wanted to know where it
Like
was.
Whistler or something. Whistler
I know it was right downtown by my gym.
Oh.
It was that Levels rental. That was where they were like staying. But then obviously like they eat
Oh,
they
he's
eat it
really some episodes deep then.
they eat it Earls and like
Watch the B-roll. Rich is in the background, like looking at.
I'm like, hey, to
filming
attraction, get me in there. So anyways, I don't know, random.
If side tangent, if there was a casting call for like a reality show, would you sign up, Karen?
Like what kind of reality?
Like whatever's what is it, Big Brother, like some show like that. Like you
oh,
would
I
actually
love
do it.
Big Brother.
do?
Yes. Oh, I grew up watching that every summer.
Oh, I
For
actually
sure.
never really
Oh
watched.
yeah, I would do Survivor.
Survivor, I would do.
Yeah,
In a heartbeat.
that would. Be
No, I lose too much weight. I was just kidding.
He's
Oh.
like, yeah, he's all the games.
Dude, Survivor and what's that other one? The one where they travel the world and they have like.
Oh,
Oh,
Amazing Race.
Amazing
I would
Race.
love to do that.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
That's like.
I don't
want
mind Amazing Race. I would probably do like more like Gladiator, like Squid Games.
Whoa.
Rich just wants to pick people up and throw them. It's an excuse to do it.
Violence.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things filmed in Vancouver that we don't know about until afterwards.
Yeah, what's
Well-
that one where it was filmed in Gastown, and it was like a first date thing? Oh, what was it called? I think it was on the W Network.
Oh,
Isn't there a show
briefly
about
remember
like
it.
first dates and
Yes.
they're like blind? We
yeah,
had that
blind
here?
dates. Yeah.
We had that here.
Yes.
I thought it was a European thing.
Well, they probably different shoots are everywhere.
Dude, I can't believe I didn't watch the Vancouver ones.
Hmm.
They film a lot of stuff here because it's cheap. Like it's cheap for people to come here, right?
And I think the government has grants
Mhm.
for like film companies and stuff. Yeah.
For Hollywood.
Do you guys
Nights.
know anybody who's been on these shows?
No, one of my friends is a stunt guy though. He's doing a lot of stuff right now.
Oh,
He's just a stunt guy.
Stunts, and yeah, I have friends, exes that've been on shows, and I'm like, oh, now I have to
Love us.
watch
What
it.
kind of shows?
Don't tell son that.
No, not my exes.
Oh, what?
Uh-huh.
Whose ex is that?
Oh, my friends.
Oh, okay.
One of my friends, she's a
It's always a friend.
makeup artist for Shogun. She won an Emmy.
Ooh.
She won an Emmy.
Oh,
for it.
that's a good show. I really like
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
But speaking of trash TV, never on this TV thing. Like, hey, what do you guys watch? Like,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like, I only watch.
I was
like-
gonna say, Dean, I don't know if you watch.
I don't watch anything. I just watch like
like YouTube, like
car
cars?
YouTubers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like
yeah. I could see you.
working on cars or like whatever cars I'm working on, like somebody else is working on them, I watch them. But I never keep up with shows or series. So whenever I meet up with my other friends and stuff, they're like, "Oh, did you see the episode?" I'm like, "Ah, shit, I can't even keep up."
Mm.
So, like, for you, like, when you decompress, like, what do? You usually watch your YouTube, like, just hang and watch it.
Oh, decompress? Like I'm in the garage, like working.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay.
I just have stuff playing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Karen?
Oh, I'm a Housewives girl.
Real
I have to.
Housewives?
Real Housewives, yes. I have to watch that. Because I have to, like, I have group chats with my friends.
Yeah.
And-
Which kind? There's so many.
Did
of
you
them.
watch the Vancouver one?
I did.
My classmate's mom is Mary Zilba.
I love her!
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my god!
When I was in high school, it's so funny. When I was in high
because her kids went to VC.
Yeah,
or you
yeah.
went. Oh, okay.
So, when we would have like, they're not events, but basically there were some occasions where parents would come to whatever, and then you have all these parents like, like quarter zips. The dad's in quarter zip. Maybe a couple moms like dressing like, like fashionable, fashion forward things, but not so funny. Every single time she'd come in, like we're talking like cocktail dress,
Oh, really?
like 5-6 inch heels.
Yes.
She walks in like indoors with sunglasses on, walks right to the front, like
Yes.
because that was when the show was airing.
Oh, so she had to like.
She's-
That was,
yeah.
so she was like always
Character,
hot,
in
like,
character.
She was a superstar. Yes. Yeah,
Like-
yeah. She knew her role. Yeah.
100%. And then
Oh, that's hilarious.
there's actually another one of the Reiko. Reiko's a realtor.
Oh yes, she is.
Yeah, Reiko's a
Yeah,
realtor.
she turned into.
And I think she's been an agent for a long time.
uh-huh.
And then
She's with Relax.
yeah, I don't know the other cast members, but yeah, that was crazy because that show was going on while we were in school with them.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Wow, he must have got ripped for sure.
No, like that's a surprising thing about my high school. I feel like
God, I would have been like, hey, let me talk to your mom.
Yeah.
What up? What up?
No, nobody was like that, man. I don't know what it was. Like, there was
Can
good,
I come over?
there was good
We're not
camaraderie.
good friends. Can I come over? Is your mom home? Is your mom home?
Yeah. Stacy's mom.
Let's got it going on. But yeah, no, nothing was like that. It was kind of chill. I don't know. My high school was whatever. But
I think
So
it's
you watch Housewives.
yes.
I'm more of like a drama guy, so the show that I'm really into right now is The Pit.
Ooh.
Have you heard of it? It's like the ER drama.
No.
Okay.
But
It's pretty
yeah,
you watch ER drama, but you're a first responder. Then don't turn it off and you go,
No, it's just like the show. I like good like drama. I'm more of a drama
yeah,
kind of guy.
like my husband is so into Singles Inferno.
Oh,
That one is
because he's Korean.
of
for
course.
practice. The first one was really good. I actually
Yeah.
watched that one.
He's obsessed. He has like viewing parties with his
Really?
guy friends.
No
and
way.
Really?
I know.
it's like instead of F1 parties,
Yeah, yeah.
Singles Inferno. Yeah.
And then he gives me crap for watching Real Housewives, but I tell him, I was like, we're always on, and it's like always a stressful day, so I just need this
Yeah.
hour just to
Yeah.
escape.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. The only time I was really like into like trash TV was during COVID, right? Because it was in that
Yeah.
I got so into 90 Day Fiance. Man.
Oh,
Oh, that's
so
trash TV.
funny. Like,
yes.
because there was that guy that
The Nigerian
he
prince.
pays even better. Well, that one was good. He would like pay tens of thousands of dollars to chat with models in Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
But he's actually just chatting with
God,
in
yeah,
Ukraine.
of course.
Oh, what?
And then
Of course.
yeah, and then he flew to Ukraine and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna meet her for the first time in 6 years." He was chatting with her for 6 years. Every single time that he would fly to Ukraine, she'd
She's
be
like, I'm busy.
"I'm sick. I'm busy." Oh, my mom.
Wow, what a catfish.
Kept talking with her, and then finally, because the show was there, I guess the agency were like, "Oh, like we gotta actually get her to meet him," but they just use her photos. She doesn't even know who he is. He doesn't speak any English. So then, anyway, they put him up there, and then you know how they have cutscenes,
Yes.
and then they show like people individually. They go to her and they're like, "How do you feel about?" I think his name's David. "How do you feel about David?" She's like, and it's all translated because she's speaking like in
Ukrainian.
her language, yeah. And then the translation was like, "Oh yeah, he's a nice guy. It's great to see him finally." And then you see that guy, and basically there's almost no interaction between the two of them, and it goes cutscene to the next guy. And he's like, to David, and he's like, "Oh my god, she's better than I expected, and I think we're in love, and it's so real." And I was like, "Oh my god, like the delusion is amazing to watch."
Oh my
So
god.
that's the only one I got tied into.
No, a lot of my friends were into that show. I've never watched 90 Day Fiance.
The delusion is just like next, and I think the reason I like it is because those other reality TV shows, the producers and everything, like they can manipulate it a decent amount and create fake scenarios.
Mhm.
But I'm like, this is so real where people are like intertwined with this fake relationship or real relationship overseas where they got it, and it's just too hilariously real to not enjoy. But,
The last one that I'm gonna bring up, my wife watches a lot. It's Mormon Wives,
Oh.
and we went to Swigs, which is a soda pop
Oh
thing
my.
in Arizona.
in Utah.
They
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
because
Because they didn't drink, so we went. So there was Swig. He was like, "I want to go to Swig." So we like, there's a huge lineup for it. We go to Swig, and it's literally like a decrepitated like store, and it's like they just sell mixed sodas.
It's like cocktails without the liquor.
Not even.
Yeah.
And I mean, sure, it was like, I guess, okay, good and soda, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, when I went to
Swigs.
Utah,
Wow.
they have different kind of like drive-throughs, and they almost look like they're just like little shacks on like a big parking lot. And you just drive through and they only sell soda
America. Because they can't drink.
because they have drink. Yeah.
That's right.
That's wild.
And the craziest thing is they have, the sizes. We already know America's got like crazy size drinks.
Mhm.
Dude, the large, we're talking like, it's like
1 liter.
2.5 liters.
Wow.
With a handle. on it.
What?
Wow.
I'm serious.
It's wild there because side topic. We went to In-N-Out last August and then we got our burgers and then we only ordered one fry to share.
Oh, yeah,
And
but they
then-
pour in the bag.
But then they're like, "You only ordered one fry, is that correct?" And they were
Server?
mind blown.
they're mind blown. I was like, "Yeah, just one, not one each," because I don't want to say that they.
So on that note, eat responsibly and don't drink and drive.
There you go.
And
Drink it dry. Where did that come from?
from the Swigs.
From
The puff.
Mormon
Oh.
Wives Secret.
My bad.
Flex.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. We always appreciate it. And have a good day.